fuck! What have you done? Oh no. Oh my fucking Christ!
It was 7 minutes after midnight. The dog was lying on the grass in the middle of the lawn in front of Mrs. Shear's house. Its eyes were closed. It looked as if it was running on its side, the way dogs run when they think they're being chased by a cat in a dream. But the dog was not running or asleep. The dog was dead.
Get away from my dog!
There was a garden fork sticking out of the dog. The dog was called Wellington. He belonged to Mrs. Shears, who was our friend. She lived on the opposite side of the road, 2 houses to the left.
Get away from my dog!
After about 12.5 minutes, a policeman arrived. He had a big orange leaf stuck to the bottom of a shoe, which was poking out from one side. This is good, Christopher. I like the details. It's quite exciting. It makes it more realistic. He squatted down next to me. He said to me,
"Would you like to tell me what's going on here, young man?"
"I do not tell lies. Mother used to say that this was because I was a good person. But it is not because I'm a good person. It is because I can't tell lies."
The dog is dead.
I got that far.
I think someone killed the dog.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years and 3 months and 2 days.
And what precisely are you doing in the garden?
I'm talking to you.
Okay. Why were you in the garden in the first place?
I was holding the dog.
Why were you holding the dog?
I like dogs.
Did you kill the dog?
I did not kill the dog.
You seem very upset about this. I'm going to ask you once again. Terrific. Young man, I'm going to ask you to stop making that noise and to stand up, please, calmly and quietly. Marvelous. Great. Just let's... I'm arresting you for assaulting a police officer. I strongly advise you get in the back of the police car, because if you try any of that monkey business again, you stupid idiot, I am going to seriously lose my shit. Is that understood?
I find people confusing. This is for 2 main reasons. The first main reason is that people often talk without using any words. Siobhan says that if you raise one eyebrow, it can mean a lot of different things. It can mean, I want to do sex with you. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't use those words, Christopher.
You did, on September 12th last year, at recess.
And it can also mean, I think that what you just said was very stupid.
Could you empty your pockets onto the desk, please?
Is that in case I have anything in them that I could use to kill myself, or escape, or attack a policeman with?
That's right.
I've got a Swiss Army knife, but I only use that for doing odd jobs, not for stabbing things or hurting people.
That's good.
A piece of string. A piece of a wooden puzzle.
3 pellets of rat food for Toby, my pet rat.
$1.47. This was made up of $1, a quarter, 2 dimes, and 2 pennies.
A red paperclip.
A key to the front door.
A Swiss Army knife with 13 attachments, including a wire stripper and a saw and a toothpick and tweezers.
Could you take off your watch, please, Christopher?
No,
I'm sorry, Christopher.
I need my watch to know exactly what time it is.
Give it here, boy.
Ah!
All right, son. You keep it. Do you have any family, Christopher?
Yes, I do.
And who is your family?
Father and mother, but mother is dead. And also Uncle Terry, who is in Maine. He is my father's brother. And my grandparents too, but 3 of them are dead, and Grandma Burton is in a home because she has senile dementia and thinks I'm someone on television.
Right. Lovely. Do you know your father's phone number, Christopher? Christopher, Mr. Boone, could you come this way, please? I've spoken to your father, and he says that you didn't mean to hit the policeman. Did you mean to hit the policeman?
Yes.
But you didn't mean to hurt the policeman.
No, I didn't mean to hurt the policeman. I just wanted him to stop touching me.
You know that it's wrong to hit a policeman, don't you?
I do.
Did you kill the dog, Christopher?
I did not kill the dog.
Do you know that it's wrong to lie to a policeman and that you can get into a very great deal of trouble if you do?
Yes.
Do you know who killed the dog?
No.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes. I always tell the truth.
Right. I'm going to give you a citation.
Is that going to be on a piece of paper, like a certificate I can keep?
No. A citation means we are going to keep a record of what you did. That you hit a policeman, but that it was an accident, and that you didn't mean to hurt the policeman.
But it wasn't an accident.
Christopher, please.
If you get into any more trouble, we will take out this record and see that you've been given a citation, and we will take things much more seriously. Do you understand what I am saying?
Yes.
The second main reason I find people confusing is that people often talk using metaphors. These are examples of metaphors.
I am going to seriously lose my shit.
He was the apple of her eye.
They had a skeleton in the closet.
We had a real pig of a day.
The dog was stone dead.
The word metaphor means carrying something from one place to another, and it is when you use a word to describe something for something that it isn't. That means the word metaphor is a metaphor. Wow, that's clever.
It's true.
I think it should be called a lie, because a pig is not like a day, and people do not have skeletons in their cupboards. And when I try to make a picture of the phrase in my head, it just confuses me, because imagining an apple in someone's eye doesn't have anything to do with liking them a lot, and it just makes you forget what the person was talking about.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't kill Wellington.
I know. Christopher, you just have to stay out of trouble, okay?
I didn't know I was going to get into trouble. I liked Wellington, and I went to say hello to him, but I didn't know that someone had killed him.
Just try and keep your nose out of other people's business.
I'm going to find out who killed Wellington.
Were you listening to what I was saying, Christopher?
Yes, I was listening to what you were saying, but when someone gets murdered, you have to find out who did it, so that they can be punished.
It's a damn dog, Christopher. A goddamn dog.
I think dogs are important too. I think some dogs are cleverer than some people. Nicholas, for example, who comes to school on Thursdays, needs help eating his food, and he probably couldn't even fetch a stick.
Leave it.
I wonder if the police will find out who killed him and punish the person.
I said leave it for God's sake.
Are you sad about Wellington?
Yes, Christopher, you can say that. You can very well say that.
Mother died 2 years ago. I came home from school one day and no one answered the door. So I went and found the secret key that we keep under a flower pot outside the kitchen window. I let myself into the house and wiped my feet on the mat and put the key in the bowl on the table and took my coat off so it would be ready for school the next day and gave 3 pellets of rat food to Toby, who is my pet rat. I made myself a raspberry milkshake and heated it up in the microwave. Then I went upstairs and turned on my bedroom light and played 6 games of Tetris and got to level 38, which is my 4th best ever score. An hour later, Father came home from work.
Christopher, have you seen your mother?
No.
He went downstairs and started making some phone calls. I did not hear what he said. Then he came up to my room and said he had to go out for a little while and he wasn't sure how long he would be. He was away for 2.5 hours. And when he came home, I went downstairs.
I'm afraid you won't be seeing your mother for a while.
Why not?
Your mother's had to go into the hospital.
Can we visit her?
No.
Why can't we?
She needs rest. She needs to be on her own.
Is it a psychiatric hospital?
No, it's an ordinary hospital. She has a problem with her heart.
I'll make her a get well card. If I make her get well card, will you take it in for her tomorrow?
How are you today, Christopher?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's good.
On the bus, on the way to school, we passed 4 red cars in a row.
4.
So today is a good day.
That's great. I'm glad.
I've decided I'm going to try and find out who killed Wellington, because a good day is a day for projects and planning things.
Who's Wellington?
Wellington is a dog that used to belong to my neighbor, Mrs. Shears, who was our friend. But he is dead now because somebody killed him by putting a garden fork through him. And I found him, and then the policeman thought I killed him, but I hadn't. And then he tried to touch me, so I hit him, and then I had to go to the police station.
Gosh.
And I'm going to find out who really killed Wellington and make it a project. even though Father told me not to.
Did he?
Yes,
I see.
I don't always do what I'm told.
Why?
Because when people tell you what to do, it is usually confusing and does not make sense. For example, people often say, be quiet, but they don't tell you how long to be quiet for.
No. Why did your father tell you not to try out and find who killed Wellington?
I don't know.
If your father's told you not to do something, maybe you shouldn't do it. Well, we're supposed to be writing stories today. Why don't you write about what happened to Wellington?
Okay, I will.
Christopher, I'm sorry your mother's died. She's had a heart attack. It wasn't expected.
What kind of heart attack?
I don't know what kind of heart attack. And now isn't the moment, Christopher, to be asking questions like that.
It was probably an aneurysm.
I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm really sorry.
Reverend Peters, where is heaven?
I'm sorry, Christopher.
In our universe, whereabouts is it exactly?
It's not exactly in our universe. It's another place altogether.
But there isn't anything outside our universe, Reverend Peters. There isn't another kind of place altogether. Except there might be if you go through a black hole. But a black hole is what is called a singularity, which means that it's impossible to find out what is on the other side, because the gravity of a black hole is so big that even electromagnetic waves like light can't get out of it. And electromagnetic waves are how we get information about things which are far away. And if heaven is on the other side of a black hole, then dead people would have to be fired into space on a rocket to get there. And they aren't, or people would notice.
Christopher, we should talk about this on another day when I have more time.
The next day was Saturday. And there's not much to do on a Saturday, unless Father takes me out to the boating lake or the garden center. But on this Saturday, the New England Patriots were playing the New York Giants at football, which meant that we weren't going to go out because Father wanted to watch the game on the television. Woo! So I made a decision. I decided to do some more detection. I decided to go out on my own. I do not like strangers, so talking to the other people on our street was brave. But if you have to do detective work, you have to be brave. So I had no choice.
Can I help you?
Do you know who killed Wellington?
Who are you?
I'm Christopher Boone, from number 36. And I know you. You're Mr. Thompson.
I'm Mr. Thompson's brother.
Do you know who killed Wellington?
Who the hell is Wellington?
Mrs. Shear's dog. Mrs. Shear's is from number 39.
Somebody killed her dog.
With a fork.
Jesus Christ.
A garden fork.
Oh,
Do you know who killed him?
look, son. Do you really think you should be going around asking questions like this?
Yes, I do. Because I want to find out who killed him, and I am writing a book about it.
Well, I've been in Colchester, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Thank you for helping with my investigation. Do you know who killed Wellington?
Jesus Christ. Policemen really are getting younger, aren't they?
2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67. Do you know anything about Wellington getting killed?
Oh, I heard about it yesterday. Dreadful, dreadful.
Do you know who killed him?
No, I don't.
Somebody must know, because the person who killed Wellington knows that they killed Wellington, unless they were a crazy person and didn't know what they were doing, or unless they had senile dementia.
You're Christopher, aren't you?
Yes, I live at number 36.
We haven't talked before, have we?
No, I don't like talking to strangers, but I'm doing detective work.
I see you going to school every day on your school bus while I'm walking my dog. It's very nice of you to come say hello, even if it's you're doing detective work.
Thank you.
I have a grandson your age.
My age is 15 years and 3 months and 3 days.
Well, almost your age. You don't have a dog, do you?
No,
I bet you'd like a dog, wouldn't you?
I have a rat.
A rat?
He's called Toby.
Oh,
Most people don't like rats because they think they carry strange diseases like bubonic plague. But that's only because they lived in sewers and stowed away on ships coming from foreign places where there were strange diseases. But rats are very clean.
would you like to come in for something to drink?
I don't go into other people's houses.
Well, maybe I can bring something out here. Do you like lemonade?
I only like orangeade.
Well, luckily for you, I have some of that as well. Do you like cookies?
Yes, some sorts of cookies.
I'll grab a selection.
She moved very slowly because she was an old lady. She was inside the house for more than 6 minutes, and I began to get nervous because I didn't know her well enough to know if she was telling the truth about getting orangeade and cookies. And I thought she might be ringing the police, and then I'd get into much more serious trouble because of the citation. So, I walked away.
Why would you kill a dog?
I wouldn't.
I think you would only kill a dog if A, you hated the dog. B, you were a lunatic. Or C, because you wanted to make Mrs. Shears sad. I don't know anybody who hated Wellington, so if it was A, it was probably a stranger. I don't know any lunatics either, so if it was B, it was also probably a stranger.
Right.
But most murders are committed by someone who is known to the victim. In fact, you're most likely to be murdered by a member of your own family on Christmas Day. Yes, actually, it is a fact. Wellington was therefore most likely to have been killed by someone known to him. I only know one person who didn't like Mrs. Shears, and that is Mr. Shears, who divorced Mrs. Shears and left her to live on her own. This means that Mr. Shears is my prime suspect.
Christopher?
I'm going to find out more about Mr. Shears.
Where have you been?
I've been out.
I just had a call with Mrs. Shears. What the hell were you doing poking around her garden?
I was doing investigating, trying to figure out who killed Wellington.
How many times do I have to tell you, Christopher? Stick your nose out of other people's business.
I think Mr. Shears probably killed Wellington.
I will not have that man's name mentioned in my house.
Why not?
That man is evil.
Does that mean he might have killed Wellington?
Jesus wept. Okay, Christopher, I'm going to say this the last and final time. I'm not going to say it again. Look at me when I'm talking to, for God's sake. Look at me. You are not to go around asking Mrs. Shears who killed that stupid dog. You're not to go around asking anyone who killed that dog. You are to stop trespassing onto other people's gardens. You are to stop this ridiculous detective game right now. I'm going to make you promise me, Christopher, and you know what it means when I make you promise.
I think I would make a very good astronaut.
Yes, son, you probably would.
To be a good astronaut, you have to be intelligent. And I'm intelligent. And you also have to understand how machines work. And I'm good at understanding how machines work.
You also have to be someone who wouldn't mind being on their own, in a tiny spacecraft, thousands and thousands of miles away from the surface of the Earth, and not panic, or get claustrophobia, or homesick, or insane. And I really like little spaces, so long as there's no one else in them with me.
I noticed.
Sometimes, when I want to be on my own, I get into the laundry room and slide in beside the closet and shut the door and sit there and think for hours. And it makes me feel very calm.
So, I would have to be an astronaut on my own, or have my own part of the spacecraft that no one else could come into. And there are no yellow or brown things on a spacecraft, so that would be okay too. Also, I would have to talk to other people from Mission Control, but we would do that through a radio link up and a TV monitor. So it wouldn't be like talking to real people who are strangers, but it would be like playing a computer game.
Which you like.
Also, I wouldn't get homesick at all, because I would be surrounded by lots of things I like, which are machines and computers and outer space. And I would be able to look out of a little window on the spacecraft and know that there was no one else near me for thousands and thousands. What?
Could you please just give it a break, son? Please.
And know that there was no one else near me for thousands and thousands of miles. which is sometimes what I pretend at night. In the summer, when I go and lie on the lawn and put my hands around the sides of my face so that I can't see the fence and the chimney and the clothesline, and I could pretend I'm in space. And all I could see would be stars. And stars are the places that molecules were formed billions of years ago. For example, all the iron in your blood, which stops you from being anemic, was made into a star. And I'd like it if I could take Toby with me. And that might be allowed because sometimes they do take animals in space for experiments. So if I could think of a good experiment with the rat that didn't hurt the rat, I could let them let me take Toby. But even if they didn't, I would still go because it would be a dream come true.
Father said.
I see. That's a pity.
So the book is finished.
Well, Christopher, if your father's told you not to do something, I think he probably has a good reason, and you should stop. But you could still be very proud of what you've written so far, because it's just, well, it's great.
But it's not a proper book.
Why not?
It doesn't have a proper ending. I never found out who killed Wellington, so the murderer is still at large.
Not all murders are solved, not all murderers are caught.
Father said to never mention Mr. Shear's name in our house, and that he is an evil man, and maybe that meant he was the person who killed Wellington.
I think you should do what your father tells you to do.
What happened to you the other day? I had come out when you had gone. I had to eat all the cookies myself. I was looking forward to our little chat.
I don't do chatting. I don't like it.
No, I don't suppose you do. Do you like computers?
Yes, I like computers. I have a computer in my room.
I know. I see you sitting at it in your bedroom sometimes when I look across the street.
And I like math and looking after Toby. And I like outer space and being on my own.
I bet you're very good at math, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to be taking an advanced placement pre-calculus exam next month, and I'm going to get a 5, the highest score.
Really? Advanced placement exam?
I'm the first person to take an advanced placement exam for my school because it is a special school. All the other children at my school are stupid, except I'm not meant to call them that, even though that is what they are.
Well, I'm very impressed, and I hope you get the highest score.
I will.
And another thing I know about you is your favorite color is not yellow.
No, and it's not brown either. My favorite color is red and metal color. Do you know Mr. Shears?
No, I don't. I mean, I knew him well enough to say hello, but I didn't know much about him. I think he worked at the Bank of America in town.
Father said that he is an evil man. Do you know why he said that?
Look, Christopher, perhaps we shouldn't be talking about this sort of thing.
Why?
Because maybe your father's right and you shouldn't go around asking questions about this.
Why not?
Because your father might find it quite upsetting.
Why is he going to find it quite upsetting?
Christopher, I think you know why your father doesn't like Mr. Shears very much.
Did Mr. Shears kill Mother?
Kill her?
Yes. Did he kill Mother?
No, of course he didn't kill your mother, Christopher.
But did he give her stress so that she died of a heart attack?
I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
Or did he hurt her so that she had to go into the hospital?
Did she have to go into the hospital?
Yes, and it wasn't very serious at first, but then she had a heart attack when she was in the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
And she died.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Christopher, I'm so sorry. I never realized.
Why did you say, I think you know why your father doesn't like Mr. Shears very much?
Oh, dear. Christopher, look. Perhaps we could go take a walk in the park together. This is not the place to be talking about this. I'm going to tell you something, and you must promise not to tell your father I told you this.
Why?
Christopher, please, just trust me.
I promise.
Your mother, before she died, was very good friends with Mr. Shears.
I know.
No, Christopher, I don't think you do. They were very good friends. Very good friends.
Do you mean that they were doing sex?
Yes, Christopher, that is what I mean. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say anything that was going to upset you.
Is that why Mr. Shears left Mrs. Shears? Because Mr. Shears was doing sex with someone else while still married to Mrs. Shears?
I expect so.
I think I should go now.
Are you okay?
No, because I'm not allowed to be on my own with you because you are a stranger.
I'm not a stranger, Christopher. I
Have you told your father about this?
No,
Are you going to tell your father about this?
no.
Did it make you sad to find this out?
Find what out?
Did it make you sad to find out that your mother and Mr. Shears had an affair?
No.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes, I always tell the truth. It didn't make me feel sad because Mother is dead. So I would be feeling sad about something that isn't real and doesn't exist, and that would be stupid.
What was your mother like? Do you remember much about her?
I remember the 20th of July, 2008. I was 9 years old. It was a Sunday. We were on vacation in New Hampshire. We were on a beach in a place called Hampton. Mother was wearing a pair of shorts made of denim and a stripy blue bathing suit. And she was smoking menthol cigarettes, which were mint flavor. And she wasn't swimming. She was sunbathing on a towel with red and purple stripes. And she was reading a book by Georgette Heyer called The Masqueraders. When she finished sunbathing, she went into the water, and she said,
Oh, geez, Louise, it's cold.
"Geez Louise, it's cold." And she said I should come in and swim too. But I didn't like swimming because I don't like taking my clothes off. And she said I should just roll my pants up and come into the water a little way. So I did. And then she said,
Christopher, look, it's lovely.
and she jumped backwards and disappeared under the water. And I thought a shark had eaten her, so I screamed. Then she came out of the water, came over to where I was standing, held up her right hand, and spread out her fingers like a fan.
It's okay, Christopher. Come on now, touch my hand. Come on now, stop screaming. Touch my hand, Christopher. Listen to me. You can do it. It's okay, Christopher. It's okay. There are no sharks in New Hampshire.
When we were inside the park, Mrs. Alexander stopped walking and said, "I'm going to say something to you, but must promise not to tell your father. Your mother, before she died, was very good friends with Mr. Shears."
And other times she used to say,
If I hadn't married your father, I think I'd be living in a little farmhouse in the south of France with someone called Jean. And he'd be, a local handyman, you know, doing paintings, decorating for people, gardening, building fences. And we'd have a French bulldog and a veranda with figs growing over it. And a field of sunflowers growing at the bottom of the garden. And a little town on the hill in the distance. And we'd sit outside in the evening and drink red wine and smoke French cigarettes. And watch the sun go down.
What is this?
"It's a book I'm writing."
Is it true? Did you speak with Mrs. Alexander?
"Yes."
Oh, Jesus, Christopher. How stupid are you? What did I tell you, Christopher?
Not to mention Mr. Shears' name in our house. And not to go around asking Mrs. Shears or anyone about who killed that stupid dog. And to stop trespassing in other people's gardens, and to stop this ridiculous detective game. Except I haven't done any of those things. I was just talking with Mrs. Alexander because I was doing chatting.
Don't give me that bullshit. You knew exactly what you were doing. I read your book, remember? What else did I say, Christopher?
I don't know.
Come on, memory man. Not to go around sticking your nose into other people's business. And what do? You go around sticking your nose into other people's business. You go around digging up the past and sharing with every Tom, Dick, and Harry you want me to. What am I going to do with you, Christopher? What the fuck am I going to do with you?
I was just talking with Mrs. Alexander. I was just chatting with Mrs. Alexander. I wasn't doing investigating.
I asked you to do me one thing, Christopher. One thing.
I didn't want to talk to Mrs. Alexander. Mrs. Alexander.
I need a drink. I'm sorry I hit you. I didn't mean to. I love you very much, Christopher. Don't ever forget that. I worry about you because I don't want to see you get into trouble because I don't want you to see you get hurt.
Where's my book?
Christopher, do you understand that I love you?
Is it in the trash can at the front of the house?
The next day, when I got home from school, Father was still at work. So, I went outside to look inside the trash can. But my book wasn't there. I wondered if Father had put it into his van and driven to the dumps and put it into one of those big bins there. But I did not want that to be true because then I would never see it again. One other possibility was that Father had hidden it somewhere in the house. So I decided to do some detecting to see if I could find it. I started by looking in the kitchen. Then I detected in the laundry room. Then I detected in the dining room. Then I detected in the living room, where I found the missing wheel to my Airfix Messerschmitt BF109G-6 under the sofa. Then I went upstairs. But I didn't do any detecting in my own room because I reasoned that Father wouldn't hide something from me in my own room unless he was being very clever and doing what is called a double bluff, like in a real murder mystery novel. So I decided to only look in my room if I couldn't find the book anywhere else. I detected in the bathroom. But the only place to look was the medicine cabinet, and there was nothing in there. Which meant that the only room left to detect was Father's bedroom. I started by looking under the bed. There were 5 shoes and a comb with lots of hair in it, a monkey wrench, and a chocolate chip cookie, and a magazine called Men Only. And a pair of underpants from TJ Maxx with a little bit of pee left in them. A Scooby-Doo tie and a wooden spoon. But my book wasn't in there either. Then I looked on either side of the dressing table. But these only contained aspirin and nail clippers, batteries, dental floss, tissues, a spare false tooth, and a tampon. Not my book. Then I looked in his closet and saw there was a plastic toolbox which was full of tools for DIY, which means doing it yourself. But I could see these without opening the box because it was made out of transparent gray plastic. Then I saw there was a cardboard box underneath the toolbox. I picked it up. And that is when I saw my book. Then I heard Father pulling up outside the house, and I knew that I had to think fast and be clever. I heard Father shutting the door of the van. And that is when I saw the envelope. I picked it up. It said,
Christopher Boone, 36 Fairfield Street, Springfield, Massachusetts.
then I noticed there were lots of envelopes, and they were all addressed to me. And this was interesting and confusing. And then I noticed how the words Christopher and Springfield were written. They were written like this.
Christopher Springfield.
I only know 3 people that do little circles instead of dots over the letter I. And one of them is Siobhan. And one of them was Mr. Loxley, who used to teach at the school. And one of them was Mother.
Christopher! Christopher!
Hello.
So what have you been up to, young man?
Today, we did life skills with Siobhan, which was using money and public transport. And I had tomato soup for lunch and 3 apples. And I practiced some math in the afternoon. And then I went for a walk in the park with Mr. Peters, where we collected leaves for making collages.
Excellent. Excellent. What do you want for chow tonight?
Baked beans and broccoli.
I think that could be very easily arranged. I am just going to have to put those shelves up in the living room, if that's all right with you. I'm about to make a bit of a racket. So, if you want to watch some television, you're going to have to move it upstairs.
I'll go and be on my own in my room.
Good man.
So, I went to my room and took out the envelope. Inside, there was a letter. And this is what was written in the letter.
15 Monmouth Road, Court, 0602664, 617-223-6974. Dear Christopher, I was going through some old photos last night, which made me sad. But then I found a photo of you playing with the train set we bought for you a couple Christmases ago, and that made me happy because it was one of the really good times we had together. Remember how you would play with it all day, and you refused to go to bed at night because you were still playing with it? We told you about train schedules, and you made a train schedule, and you made the train run on time. And there was a little wooden station too, and we showed you how people who wanted to get on the train went to the station and bought a ticket and then got on the train. And you played with it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I like remembering that a lot. You haven't written to me yet, so I know that you're probably still angry with me. I'm sorry, Christopher, but I still love you. I hope you don't stay angry with me forever. And I'd love it if you were able to write me a letter. I think about you all the time. Lots of love, your mom.
I was really confused. Mother had never written me a letter before, and Mother had never lived in Brookline. Then I looked at the envelope, saw there was a postmark, and there was a date on the postmark. The 16th of October, 2013, which meant that the letter was posted 18 months after Mother had died. When I started writing my book, there was only one mystery to solve. Now, there were two. I decided I would not think about it anymore that night because I didn't have enough information and could easily jump to the wrong conclusions.
You're soaking.
Yes.
Give me your coat, I'll hang it up. How's school?
It was good, thank you. Joseph Fleming took his pants off and went to the toilet all over the floor of the changing room and started to eat it, but Mr. Davis stopped him.
Good old Mr. Davis, eh?
Joseph eats everything.
Does he?
He once ate one of the little blocks of blue disinfectant that hang inside the toilets. And once he ate a $50 bill from his mother's wallet. And he eats string and rubber bands and writing paper and tissue paper and paint and plastic forks. Also, he bangs his chin and screams a lot.
I know how he feels. I've got to go out.
Why?
I just had a call. There's a lady, her cellar's flooded. I've got to go out and fix it.
Is it an emergency?
Yes, son.
It is raining very heavily.
It is.
The rain looks like white sparks.
Christopher, if I go out, will you be okay?
Yes, I will, because there's nobody around, because everybody's staying indoors.
Good. Good boy.
I like looking at the rain.
Terrific.
I like it because it makes me think how all the water in the world is connected.
Does it?
This water, this rain, has evaporated actually, from somewhere like maybe the Gulf of Mexico maybe, or Baffin Bay, and now it's falling in front of the house.
I'll have my phone with me.
Yes.
So you can call me if there's a problem.
Yes.
Behave yourself, Christopher, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So, I went into his room and opened up his closet and took the cardboard box off the toolbox. I counted out the letters. There were 43 of them. I picked one up and opened it. It said,
"15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446. 617-223-6974. Dear Christopher, I said that I wanted to explain to you why I went away when I had the time to do it properly. Now I have lots of time. So, I'm sitting on the sofa here with this letter and the radio on, and I'm going to try and explain. I was not a very good mother, Christopher. Maybe if things had been different, maybe if you'd been different, I would have been better at it. But that's just the way things turned out. I am not like your father. Your father's a much more patient person. He just gets on with things, and if things upset him, he doesn't let it show. But that's not the way I am, and there's nothing I can do to change that. Do you remember once when we were shopping in town together, and we went into Macy's, and it was really crowded, and we had to get a Christmas present for Grandma, and you were frightened because of all the people in the shop, so you crouched down on the floor and put your hands over your ears, and you were in the way of everyone, so I got cross because I don't like shopping at Christmas either. And I told you to behave, and I tried to pick you up and move you, but you shouted and knocked those mixers off the shelf, and there was a big crash, and everyone turned to see what was going on, and there were boxes and bits of string and bits of broken bowl on the floor, and everyone was staring, and I saw that you had wet yourself, and I got so cross. I wanted to take you out of the shop, but you wouldn't let me touch you. So we just had to wait there until you stopped screaming. And I remember that night I just cried and cried and cried. And your father was really nice about it at first. And he made you supper and put you to bed. And you said these things happen and it would be okay. But I said I couldn't take it anymore. And eventually he got really cross. And he said I was being stupid and I should pull myself together, and I hit him. Which was wrong. But I was so upset. We had a lot of arguments like that, and after a while we stopped talking to each other very much because we knew it would always end up in an argument. And I felt really lonely.
And that's when I started spending lots of time with Roger.
And that's when I started spending lots of time with Roger. And I know this might be hard to understand, but I wanted to try and explain so that you knew.
We had a lot in common. Then we realized we were in love with one another.
I told him I couldn't leave you, which he was sad about that, but he understood how really important you were to me.
And you started to shout, and I got cross, and I threw the food across the room, which I know I shouldn't have done.
You grabbed the chopping board and you threw it at me, and it hit my foot and broke my toes.
And afterwards at home, your father and I had a huge argument.
I couldn't walk properly for a month. Do you remember? And your father had to look after you.
I remember looking at the two of you and seeing you together and thinking how you were really different with him. Much calmer.
And it made me sad because it was like you didn't need me at all.
And I think that's when I realized you'd probably be better off if I wasn't living in the house.
And Roger asked if I wanted to go with him.
It broke my heart, but eventually I knew it would be best for all of us if I went.
And so I said yes.
And I meant to say goodbye.
I called your father. He said I couldn't. He was really angry. He said I couldn't.
He said I couldn't talk to you.
I didn't know what to do.
He said I was being selfish and I should never step foot inside the house again.
And so I haven't.
I wonder if you can understand any of this. I know it will be difficult for you.
I thought what I was doing was the best for all of us. I hope it is.
Christopher, I never meant to hurt you.
I used to have dreams where everything would get better. Do you remember how you used to say that you wanted to be an astronaut? Well, I had dreams where you were an astronaut, and you were on television, and I thought, that's my son. I wonder
Christopher, what the hell are you doing? What? These are... Oh, shit. Oh, Christ, oh. It was an accident. I was in such a mess. I said she was in the hospital because I don't know how else to explain. So and once I said it, I knew I couldn't change it. It just got out of control. Oh, Jesus. Christopher, you got sick all over here. Okay, I'm going to sit you up and take your clothes off, and we're going to get you to bed. I'm going to have to touch you, but it's going to be all right. Look, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I want you to know that you can trust me. Life is difficult, it's fucking hard. Telling the truth all the time. You have to know that I'm trying. You have to know. I'm gonna tell you the truth from now on about everything, because if you don't know the truth now, then later on it just hurts even more. So, I killed Wellington, Christopher. Hey, wait. Let me explain. Come on. Okay. When your mom left, Eileen, Mrs. Shears, she was very good to me, and she helped me through a very difficult time, and I don't know if I would have made it without her. Well, you know how she was around here most days, popping up to see if we were okay, if we ever needed anything. I thought, well, Christopher, I'm trying to keep this very simple. I thought we were friends. And I guess I thought wrong. And we argued, Christopher, and she said some things I'm not going to say to you because they're not nice, but they hurt. But I think she cared more for that damn dog than for us, and maybe that's not so stupid looking back. Maybe it's easier living on your own, looking after some stupid mutts than sharing your life with other actual human beings. I mean, shit, buddy, we're not exactly low maintenance, are we? Oh, God. Anyway, we had this fight. Well, quite a few fights, to be honest. And after this one particularly nasty little blowout, she chucked me out the house, and you know how the dog was like. Nice as pie one moment, rolled over, tickled its stomach, sink his teeth their leg the next, and anyway, we were yelling at each other, and it's in the garden. So when she slams that door behind me, the bastard's waiting for me, and I know, maybe if I would have just, I don't know, given it a kick, it would have backed off, but shit, Christopher, when I start seeing red, Christ, you know what I'm talking about. We're not that different, me and you. It's just that everything I've had bottling up for the past 2 years, just... Christopher, I promise I never meant it to turn out like this. Okay, Christopher, look. I'm sorry.
Listen. Let's leave it for tonight, okay? I'm gonna go downstairs and you're gonna get some sleep and we'll just talk in the morning. It's gonna be alright. Trust me.
Two, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, 4096, 4096.
Father had murdered Wellington. That meant he could murder me. I had to get out of the house. I did this by thinking of all the things I could do and deciding if they were the right decision or not.
Stay home.
I decided I couldn't stay home anymore.
Christopher, please.
No, because I can't stay in the house with you anymore because it is dangerous. And I can't go and stay with you because you can't look after me when school's closed.
I could try and...
No, because you're a teacher,
Yes.
not a friend or a member of my family.
You can go and live with your Uncle Terry.
No, you live in Maine. I don't know how to get to Maine.
Get the train. Get the train from Springfield.
Also, you stroke my hair and you smoke cigarettes. You're not a friend either.
I think I am a friend.
No, I can't stay overnight in your house or use your toilet because you've used it and you're a stranger.
I'm not a stranger, Christopher.
Yes.
15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446. 15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446. 15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446. 15 Monmouth Court.
Brookline, Boston, 02446.
Christopher, I want to ask you something. Mrs. Gascoigne wondered if we'd like to do a play this year. She asked me to ask everybody if we'd like to make some kind of performance for the school. Everybody could join in and play a part in it.
I think it would be a good thing for everybody to join in and play a part in it.
I was wondering if you'd like to make a play out of your book.
No.
I think it could be really good fun, Christopher.
I think it could be really good fun.
No. It's a book, and it's for me, and not everybody, just for me.
I know that, but I think a lot of people would be interested in what would happen if people took your book and started acting bits out of it.
No. I don't like acting because it is pretending that something is real when it is not really real at all. So, it is like a kind of lie.
But people like stories. Some people find things in which are kind of true, in which things are made up. You like your Sherlock Holmes, and you know Sherlock Holmes is a real person, don't you? It would help you if you're worried about that.
No.
Christopher! Christopher! Come on, Christopher, where are you? Christopher! Come on.
Christopher, what on earth happened to you?
Can you look after Toby for me?
Oh?
He eats special pellets that you can find in a pet store, and he needs fresh water every day too.
Why do you need someone to look after Toby, Christopher?
I'm going to live with Mother.
I thought you told me your mother was dead.
I thought she was dead, but she was really still alive. And Father lied to me, and also he killed Wellington.
Is your mother here?
No, Mother is in Boston.
So you're going to Boston on your own?
I think I'm going to do that, yes.
Where is your father, Christopher?
I don't know.
Well, perhaps we should try and get a call and get a hold of him. I'm sure he's very worried, and I'm sure there's been a dreadful misunderstanding.
3558.
3558.
3558.
3558.
3558.
3558. Excuse me? What can I buy? Excuse me? Where can I buy a map?
A map of where?
I don't know.
Where do you want to get to?
I'm going to the train station.
You don't need a map for the station. You can see it from here.
No, I can't.
There, that building says Union Station at the top. There's an Amtrak sign at the other end. The station's at the bottom of that.
Do you mean the stripy building with the horizontal windows that you can see poking out over those houses?
That's the one.
How do I get to that building?
Okay, we're done here.
I knew that the station was somewhere near, and if something is nearby, you can find it by moving in a spiral, walking clockwise, and taking every right turn until you come back to a road you've already been on, then taking the next left, then the next right, and so on. And that was how I found the station.
Customers seeking access to the parking garage, please use assistance phone opposite right of the ticket office.
Warning, security camera in operation.
Amtrak. Cold beers and lagers.
Caution, wet floor.
Your 50 cents will keep this premature baby alive for 1.8 seconds.
Transforming travel.
Refreshingly different.
It's delicious, it's creamy, and it's only $1.30. Hot Chalk Deluxe.
413-777-7676.
The lemon tree.
No smoking.
Fine teas.
Automatic fire door. Keep clear.
Open as usual this way.
No smoking.
No alcohol.
Dogs must be leashed.
AED.
Dogs must be leashed.
DMC.
A perfect blend.
USPS.
Monday through
Dogs
Friday,
must be leashed at all times.
Special lunch offers.
Are you all right, young man? No. You're looking a bit worse for wear. The lady at the cafe says that when she tried talking to you, you were in a complete trance. What's your name?
Christopher Boone,
Where do you live?
36 Fairfield Street.
What are you doing here?
I needed to sit down and be quiet and think.
Okay, let's keep it simple. What are you doing at the train station?
I'm going to see Mother.
Mother.
Yes, Mother.
When's your train?
I don't know. Mother is in Boston. I don't know when there's a train to Boston.
So you don't live with your mother.
No, but I'm going to.
So where does your mother live?
In Boston.
Yes, but where in Boston?
15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446.
What's that?
That's Toby, my pet rat.
A pet rat?
Yes, a pet rat. He's very clean and he hasn't got bubonic plague.
Well, that's very reassuring.
Yes.
Have you got a ticket?
No.
So how precisely were you going to get to Boston then?
I have a bank card.
Is this your card?
No. It's Father's.
Father's.
Yes, Father's.
Okay.
He told me the number. It's
Oh,
35.
Why don't you and I take a stroll to the cash machine? Huh?
You mustn't touch me.
Whoa, now why would I want to touch you?
I don't know.
Well, neither do I.
Because I got a citation for hitting a policeman, but I didn't mean to hurt him. And if I do it again, it'll be a lot worse because of the citation.
Please insert your card.
You're serious, aren't you?
Yes.
Enter your personal identification number.
Well, you lead the way.
Where?
Back by the ticket office.
Please enter amount. $10, $20, $50, $100.
How much does it cost to get a ticket to Boston?
About $20.
Please wait. Your transaction is being processed.
Is that in dollars?
Christ alive, yes, it's $20.
Please take your card and wait for your cash.
Where can I get a ticket to Boston from?
In there.
I want to go to Boston.
If you don't mind,
I want to go to Boston.
single or return.
What does single or return mean?
Do you want to go one way or do you want to come back?
I want to stay there when I get there.
For how long?
Until I go to college.
Single then? That'll be $17.
When is the train to Boston?
Platform 1. 5 minutes.
Where is platform 1?
Through the underpass and up the stairs. You'll see the signs.
No!
Underpass means tunnel, Christopher. in your head, imagine a big red line across the floor. It starts at your feet and goes through the tunnel. Walk along the line and count the rhythm in your head because that helps, doesn't it? Like when you're doing music or when you're doing drumming. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Is this the train to Boston?
Christopher! I got you just in time. We've got your father at the police station. He's looking for you.
Ah!
Okay. Let's not get overexcited here. I'm going to take you back to the police station, and you and me and your dad can sit down and have a little chat about who's going where.
Have you arrested Father?
Arrested him. What for?
He killed a dog with a fork. The dog was called Wellington.
Well, we can talk about that as well. Right now, young man, I think you've done enough adventuring for one day.
Ah!
Now listen, you little monkey. Oh, fucking shit.
Why are you swearing? Has the train started?
Don't move. Rob? Yeah, it's Nigel. I'm stuck here on the damn train. Yeah. Don't even. Look, it stops at Palmer, so if you can get someone to meet me with a car, thanks. Tell this little man we've got him, but it's gonna take a while, okay? Let's get ourselves a seat. Park yourself. You're a handful, you are. Jeez.
I see everything. Most other people are lazy. They never look at everything. They do what is called glancing, which is the same word for bumping off something and carrying on in almost the same direction. And the information in their head is really simple. For instance, if they are sitting on a train looking out of a window onto the countryside, it might be 1.
There are some cows in a field.
2,
It's sunny with a few clouds.
3,
There are some flowers in the grass.
4.
There's a town in the distance.
And then they would stop noticing anything because they would be thinking something else, like,
I wonder if Julie has given birth yet.
or,
I'm worried I might have left my oven on.
or,
I really want a bag of cheesy Doritos.
but if I am sitting on a train looking out of a window onto the countryside, I notice everything. Like, 1, there are 19 cows in a field, 15 of which are black and white, and 4 of which are brown and white. 2, there are 3 different stratus clouds. 3, there's a town in the distance with 32 visible houses. There's a plastic bag in a hedge, 2, and a squashed Coca-Cola can with a snail on it. I can see 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 different types of grass. The cows are facing. I can see 3, 4. There's a wind blowing from a. There's the Coca-Cola can. There's the snails. The cows are facing.
Oh, Christ alive, you're wetting yourself? For God's sake, go to the damn toilet, will you?
But I'm on a train.
They do have toilets on trains, you know.
Where's the toilet on the train?
Through those doors there. But I'll be keeping an eye on you. Do you understand?
No.
Just go to the damn toilet. Christopher!
11, 13,
Christopher!
17, 19,
Fucking hell.
23, 29, 31, 37,
Oh, good
21,
God, you
43,
scared me.
47.
Can I just Get my bag.
59.
I think there's someone on the platform
57.
looking for you.
I know.
Well, it's your funeral.
2, 3, 5, 7.
You're touching
11.
my bag.
Yes.
Barry,
2,
come and
3,
look at this.
5, 7.
They've got like
11,
a
13,
train out.
17, 19,
Well,
23,
we both
29,
have been
31,
drinking.
37.
We should
31.
kidnap him.
37.
He could be our elf
61.
mascot.
67. 73. 65.
Come on.
49.
Shift it, you stupid idiot.
2, 3, 5,
That's not my
7,
bag.
11. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11,
Coming.
13,
I'm coming.
17, 19, 23, 29,
Wait for me in the parking lot then.
27, 21, 23, 27, 53. I waited for 9 more minutes, but nobody else came past. And the train was really quiet, and I didn't move again. So I realized that the train had stopped. And I knew that the last stop on the train was for Boston. So I got off the train.
Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Left, right, left, right.
Sweet
Left.
pastries.
Right.
Logan Airport, check in here.
Brewster's bagels.
Right, left,
Eat.
right,
Excellence
left,
and
right,
taste.
left,
No,
right,
sushi.
left,
Connection.
right,
Sauces.
left,
Martin's new
left,
stuff.
right,
And me,
left,
cleaning
right,
Logan Express.
left,
First
right,
class lounge.
Sam Adams Boston Lager.
Left,
And Bear
right,
Public.
left,
Avery Orchard exit.
left, right,
Taxis.
left,
Football
left,
Terrace.
left,
Football
left,
Terrace.
left,
Platform 4.
Way out.
Walk down one of these two.
Here's
That's
closed.
Fresh filled.
The Boston Globe.
You look lost. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Help. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Is this Boston? Is this Boston?
Indeed it is.
How do I get to 15 Monmouth Court, Boston 02446?
Where's that?
It's 15 Monmouth Court, Boston 02446, and sometimes you can write it as 15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston 02446.
Take the T to Cleveland Circle or Riverside. Gotta be around there somewhere.
What is the T?
Are you for real? Over there. See the big staircase with the escalators? See the sign? It says T. Take the green line to Cleveland Circle or Riverside. They both go to Brookline. You okay?
Christopher, don't do this.
Get away from me!
Christopher, you won't be able to.
I'm doing really well.
You haven't got any money.
I have. I stole your card.
You little shit! Where's your Swiss Army knife? Have you lost it?
It's in my pocket.
Where's your red line gone? See, it's disappeared, hasn't it? How are you getting to Brookline?
I can take the green line.
Come back home.
Springfield isn't my home anymore. My home is 15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston 02446.
Stand behind the yellow line.
I know.
The train will be very noisy.
I know.
It'll really scare you.
I know.
Try not to let it. Watch what the people do. Watch how they get on and off.
Yes.
Count the trains. Figure it out. Get the rhythm right. Train coming. Train stopped. Doors open. Train going. Silence. Train coming. Train stopped. Doors open. Train going. Silence. Train coming. Train stopped.
Doors open. Train going. Silence. Train coming. Train stopped. Doors open. Train going. Silence. Train coming. Train stopped. Doors open. Toby? Toby? Where are you? Toby, what are you doing down there? Toby, you get back up here this instant. I'm warning you. Right. I'm coming down there, Toby. And when I catch you, I'm going to be very cross.
Jesus, what are you doing?
My rat is on here.
Get out of there, for goodness sake.
Told me it's filthy down here. You're going to get so dirty.
Oh my days, what is he doing?
What's it look like he's doing?
Call somebody, get somebody, don't just stand there.
Buddy, please come back up here.
I can't get back up there. My rat is on here.
What?
Buddy, please, you're gonna get yourself killed.
You're going to have to go down there and get him.
Me? What the hell's it got to do with me?
He's a kid, you can't just let him get hit.
I know he's a kid. I can see he's a kid by damn well looking at him. Buddy, please, come on.
Toby, stop being so difficult.
I don't believe this. This is ridiculous. Buddy, get your ass up here right now.
Don't panic, I found him.
Help him then, you muppet.
Shit.
Ah!
What the fuck do you think you're playing at?
I was finding Toby. He's with my rat.
Fucking hell.
Is he okay?
Him? Oh. Thanks a bundle. Jesus Christ. A pet rat. Oh shit. My train. Fuck!
Are you okay?
Ah!
Okay. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Stand further away. I've got a Swiss Army knife, and it has a saw blade, and it could cut someone's finger off.
Okay, buddy. I'm gonna take that as a no.
Doors open. Is this the train to Brookline?
There are 6,000 Airbnbs on Cape Cod.
Right at Biotics.
Is this the train to Brookline?
$34.35. $100 fee if you fail to show a valid ticket for your entire journey.
Discover gold, then bronze.
Is this the train to Brookline?
BCBS.
WGBH.
Obstructing the doors can be dangerous.
Duncan.
Boston Edison.
Is this the train to Brookline?
Talk to the world.
Boylston. Copley. Kenmore Square. Fenway. Longwood. Brookline Village.
Where is 15 Monmouth Court, Brookline, Boston, 02446?
Boston map, 495. I'm not a walking encyclopedia.
Is that the Boston map?
No, it's a chihuahua.
Is that the Boston map?
Yes, it's the Boston map.
Can I buy it?
$4.95, but you're giving me the money first. I'm not having you thieve it.
Left, right, 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 left, right.
I don't care whether you thought it was funny or not.
Judy, look, I'm sorry, okay?
Well, perhaps you should have thought about that before you made me look like a complete idiot. Christopher?
You weren't in, so I waited for you.
Oh, Christopher.
What? Oh,
What the hell is going on?
Christopher, I'm so sorry.
I suppose this means Ed's here?
Christopher, where's your father?
I think he's in Springfield.
Thank God for that.
But how did you get here?
I came on the train.
Oh my God. Christopher, I didn't think I'd ever. Why are you here on your own? Christopher, you're soaking. Roger, don't just stand there.
Are you going to come in? Or are you going to stand out here all night?
I'm going to live with you.
Oh.
Because Father killed Wellington with a garden fork.
Jumping Jack Christ!
Roger, please. Come on, Christopher. Let's go inside and let's get you dried off, okay?
Come on then, soldier. You'll catch your death out here.
You follow Roger.
He's hungry. Have you got any food I can give him? And some water?
Are you okay, Christopher?
I'm tired.
Oh, I know, love. I can get you a blanket.
No, don't. I've got a sleeping bag in my backpack.
Will you let me help you take your clothes off? I can get you a shirt. You can get yourself into bed. Sure, get me a shirt. You are very brave.
I know.
You never wrote to me.
Yes.
Why didn't you ever write to me, Christopher? I kept thinking something dreadful had happened, or you moved away and I'd never find out where you were.
Father told me you were dead.
What?
He told me that you had to go into the hospital because you had something wrong with your heart. And then you had a heart attack and died.
Oh my God.
Why are you doing that?
I'm so sorry, Christopher.
What for?
Bastard, that bastard. Christopher, will you let me hold your hand just for once, just for me, will you? I won't hold it hard.
I don't like people holding my hand.
No. Okay, that's okay.
I need to speak to him.
He's been through enough today already.
I know, but still need to speak to him. Christopher Boone, please, can you open the door?
Come on, Christopher.
Christopher, love, it's all right. Open the door, will you, sweetheart?
Is he going to take me away?
Oh, no, he isn't.
Are you going to let him take me away?
Oh, no, I won't.
Your father says you've run away. Is that right?
Yes.
Is this your mother?
Yes.
Why did you run away?
Because Father killed Wellington, who was a dog, which meant he could kill me.
So I've been told. Do you want to go back to Springfield to your father, or do you want to stay here?
I want to stay here.
And how do you feel about that?
I want to stay here.
Hang on, I'm asking your mother.
He told Christopher I was dead.
Okay, let's not get into an argument about who said what here. I just want to know whether or not...
Of course he can stay.
Well, I think that settles things as far as I'm concerned.
Are you going to take me back to Springfield?
No. If your husband turns up and causes any trouble, just give us a ring. Otherwise, you're going to have to sort this out amongst yourselves.
Roger.
I'm talking to her whether you like it or not.
I'm not going to be spoke to like that in my own home.
I'll talk to you how a demo like.
You have no right to be here.
He's my son in case you've forgotten.
What in God's name did you think you were playing at, saying those things to him?
You're the one that left.
So you decided just to write me from his life altogether?
Now let's all just calm down, shall we?
Isn't that what you wanted?
I wrote to him every week.
What the fuck you just writing to him?
Whoa.
I cooked his meals. I cleaned his clothes. I looked after him every weekend. I looked after him when he was ill. I took him to the doctor. I wore myself sick every time he wandered somewhere at night. I went to school every time he got into a fight. And you? What? You wrote some fucking letters?
So you thought it was okay to tell him his mother was dead?
Now is not the time.
I'm gonna see him. And if you try to stop me...
It's okay, Christopher. I won't let him do anything. You're all right.
Christopher. Hey, Christopher. I'm really sorry about all the letters. I promise I never meant I will never do anything like that again. Christopher, please.
Mr. Boone!
What are you doing here? Did you call him?
Mr. Boone, come on, pal.
Don't you pal me. This is my son.
I know. This can all be sorted out. Just come with me, please.
I'll be back. I'll be back, Christopher. I promise you, son.
Hey, you go back to sleep now. Everything is going to be all right. I promise you.
Okay, he can stay for a few days.
He can stay as long as he wants to stay.
This apartment is hardly big enough for 2 people, let alone 3.
He can understand what you're saying, you know.
What's he gonna do? There's no school for him to go to. We both got jobs. It's completely ridiculous.
Roger, that's enough. You can stay as long as you want to stay.
It was Mother who gave me the milkshake. It was Mother who gave me the milkshake, not you. You need to shout more loudly at him. Like, you're really angry with him, not just being nice.
Okay. Roger, that's enough. You can stay as long as you want to stay.
I have to go back to Springfield.
Christopher, you only just got here.
I have to go back because I'm meant to be taking my advanced placement pre-calculus exam.
Oh, you're taking AP pre-calc.
Yes, I'm taking it on Wednesday of next week.
God, Christopher, that's really good.
Yeah.
But I can't see Father, so I have to go back to Springfield with you.
I don't know whether or not that's going to be possible.
But I have to go back.
Let's talk about this some other time, okay?
Okay, but I have to go back to Springfield.
Christopher, please.
What time is it?
7 minutes past 2 in the morning.
I can't sleep.
It's because you're scared of Mr. Shears who just being silly.
There's nobody about. You can hear traffic.
What cars are there?
A Ford, a Nissan, a Toyota Prius, a Mini Cooper.
What colors are
I can't tell. I can only see orange and black, and shades of orange and black.
they? Look at the things people have on their front lawn.
Oh, yes. Is that an elf?
It's a gnome, and a teddy bear, and a little pond, look.
And an oven. I like looking at the sky.
Me too.
When you look at the sky at night, you know that you are looking at the stars, which are hundreds and thousands of light years away from you. And some of the stars don't exist anymore because their light has taken so long to get to us that they are already dead, or they have exploded and collapsed into red dwarfs. And that makes you seem very small. And if you have difficult things in your life, it is nice to think that they are what is called negligible, which means that they are so small, you don't need to take them into account when you are calculating something. I can't see any stars here.
No.
It's because of all the light pollution in Boston. All the light from the street lights and the car headlights and the floodlights and the lights from the buildings reflect off tiny particles in the atmosphere, and they get in the way of the light from the stars.
Christopher?
I have to go.
Don't.
I have to.
Christopher?
Siobhan? Siobhan? Where are you? Siobhan?
Christopher? Christopher? Jesus Christ, what are you doing out here? I've been looking for you. I thought you had gone. If you ever do that again, I swear to God. I love you, Christopher, but I don't know what I'll do. You must promise me you won't leave the apartment again on your own. Do you promise me, Christopher?
Yes.
You can't trust people in Boston. Would you like a popsicle?
Yes, I would, please.
Would you like a strawberry one?
Yes, I would, please, because that's red. What's this place called?
It's the Fenway. I love it. You can feel far away from Boston here.
Where are the planes going to?
Logan, I think. Christopher. I called Mrs. Gascoigne. I told her you would do your AP exam next year. Christopher. Please calm down. Okay.
Here we are. You wanted a radio. 100 number puzzles. It's from the library. This one's called Origins of the Universe. And this one is nuclear power.
These are for children.
Well, it's nice to know that my contribution is appreciated.
Christopher, I've made you a chart because you've got to eat love. This is Slim Fast and it's strawberry flavored.
Slim Fast.
Be quiet, Roger. Christopher, if you drink 8 ounces, then I'm going to put a bronze star on your chart.
I don't believe this.
For God's sake, Roger, please. If you drink 16 ounces, then I'm going to put a silver star. And if you drink 24 ounces, you're going to get a gold star.
A gold star? Well, that's very original, I have to say. You think you're so clever, don't you? Don't you ever think about other people for 1 second, huh? Well, I bet you're really pleased with yourself. Now, aren't you?
Oh, Christopher, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I promise this will never happen again.
What time is it?
It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
What are you doing?
I'm, packing some clothes.
Where's Mr. Shears?
He's asleep. Okay. Come downstairs. Bring Toby and get into the car, okay?
Into Mr. Shears' car?
That's right. Come on.
Are you stealing the car?
I'm just borrowing it.
Where are we going?
Home.
Do you mean home is in Springfield?
Yes.
Are we going back so I can take my advanced placement exam?
What?
I'm meant to be taking my advanced placement pre-calculus exam tomorrow.
We're going back to Springfield because if we stay in Boston any longer, someone is going to get hurt. And I don't necessarily mean you. Now I need you to be quiet for a while.
How long do you need me to be quiet for?
Jesus! Half an hour. I need you to be quiet for half an hour.
How the fuck did you get in here?
This is my house too, in case you've forgotten.
Is your fancy man here as well?
No.
Is he going to be arrested? Is he going to prison?
What for?
For killing Wellington.
No. I think he'll only get arrested if Mrs. Shears presses charges.
What's that?
It's when you ask the police to arrest someone for little crimes. They only arrest people for little crimes if you ask them.
Is killing Wellington a little crime?
Yes, love, it is. Now, in the next few weeks, we're going to try and find a place of our own to live in.
Can I still take my exam?
Christopher, you're not listening to me, are you?
I am listening to you.
I told you. I called your principal. I told her you were in Boston. I told her you would take it next year.
But I'm here now, so I can take it.
I'm sorry, Christopher. I didn't know we'd be coming back. This isn't going to solve anything.
Well, look who it is.
Where are we going?
What a nerve, strutting around here as if nothing ever happened.
Ignore her, Christopher.
So he's finally dumped you too, has he?
What's Mrs. Shears doing?
You had it coming. Don't try and pretend that you didn't, because you fucking did.
Where are we going?
We're going to school.
So, you're Christopher's mother.
Yes, and you are...
I'm Siobhan. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, yes, nice to meet you too.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello.
Are you okay?
I'm tired.
Because of the AP exam, you said.
He won't eat, he won't sleep.
Yeah. I spoke to Mrs. Gascoigne after you called. She still actually has your exam papers in her desk.
I still actually have the exam papers in my desk.
Does that mean I can still take my exam?
I think so. We're going to ring the Reverend Peters to make sure he can still come in this afternoon and be your proctor. And Mrs. Gascoigne is going to call the college board to say you can take the exam after all. I thought I should tell you now so you can think about it.
So I can think about what?
Is this what you want to do, Christopher? If you say you don't want to do it, nobody is going to be angry with you. And it won't be wrong or illegal or stupid. It'll just be what you want. And that will be fine.
I want to do it.
Okay? How tired are you?
Very.
How is your brain when you think about math?
I don't think it really works very well.
It's the logarithmic formula for prime numbers of approximate numbers not including x.
I can't think.
So, Christopher, this is very exciting, isn't it? At least I'm excited anyway. Now, the exam is going to last 2 hours. Okay, Christopher? First thing you do is pop your name on the top. All right, you ready to rock and roll? You can flip over your paper and begin.
1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 256, 343, 512, 729, 1,000, 1,331.
Are you all right, Christopher?
I can't read the question.
What do you mean?
I can't read the question.
Can you see the question?
Yes, I can see the question, but I can't read the question because when I look at the words, they all seem mixed up and confused and the wrong way to me.
Right.
What does this question say?
Christopher, I'm so sorry, but I can't help you like that. I'm not allowed to.
Christopher, stop groaning. Count the cubes of the cardinal numbers again.
1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729, 1,000, 1,331.
Good. Now have another go.
Show that a triangle with sides that could be written in the form n squared plus 1, n squared minus 1, and 2n, where n is bigger than 1, is right angled.
You don't have to tell us.
What?
You don't have to tell us how you solved it.
But it's my favorite question.
Yes, but it's not very interesting.
I think it is.
Christopher, people will want to hear about a math question in a play. Look, why don't you do it after curtain call? Once you've finished, you can take a bow, and if anybody wants to, they can go. And if anybody wants to listen to how you figured out the math question, then they can do it, and you can tell them at the end. Okay?
Okay.
Don't scream. Christopher, look, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want to know how your exam went.
Tell him, Christopher. Please, Christopher.
I don't know if I got all the questions right because I was very tired and I hadn't eaten any food, so I couldn't think properly.
Thank you.
What for?
Just. Thank you. Proud of you, Christopher. Very proud. I'm sure you did really well in your exam.
How's your apartment?
It's not really an apartment. It's a room. It's very small. The hallway's painted brown. Other people use the toilet. Mother has to clean the toilet before I can use it. Sometimes there are other people in there, so I do wet myself. The room smells like socks and pine air freshener. And another bad thing is that Toby died because he was 2 years and 7 months old, which is very old for a rat. I don't like waiting for my exam results.
Yeah.
Mother doesn't get back from work until 5:30, so I have to go to Father's house between 3:49 and 5:30 because I'm not allowed to be on my own. Mother said I didn't have a choice. I push my bed up against the door in case Father tries to come into the room. Sometimes he tries to talk to me through the door. I don't answer him. Sometimes he sits outside the door quietly for a long time. Can I come and live with you so that I'll have room to put all my things and I won't have to share a toilet with strangers?
No, Christopher, you can't.
Why can't I? Is it because I'm too noisy and sometimes I'm difficult to control?
No. It's because I'm not your mother.
No,
That's very important. Do you understand that?
I don't know.
Christopher, can I have a talk with you?
No, 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 no. No, you can't. No.
It's all right. I'll be right here.
I don't want to talk to Father.
I'll do you a deal. 5 minutes, okay? That's all. Christopher, look. Things can't go on like this. I don't know about you, but this just hurts too much. You have to learn to trust me, and I don't care how long that takes. If it takes 1 minute one day, and 2 minutes the next, and 3 minutes the next, and it just takes years. I don't care because this is important. This is more important than anything else. Let's call it a project. Project we have to do together, where I have to show you that you can trust me, and it will be difficult at first because, well, it's a difficult project. But it will get better, I promise. And I've got you a present to show you that I really mean that what I say, and to say sorry, and because, well, you'll see what I mean. He's 2 months old.
You won't be able to bring him away with you, I'm afraid, but your father is going to look after him here, and you can come over whenever you want and take him out for walks.
Does he have a name?
No. You can decide what to call him.
Apollo. He's called Apollo.
We have to go now.
Yeah.
You can come back tomorrow and see him then.
Christopher,
Yes?
here.
What's this?
It's your result.
Right.
You have to open it and read it.
Right.
Well, what does it say?
I got a 5. result.
I know it is. How's your dog?
He's very well, thank you. I stayed last week at Father's because Mother got the flu, and he slept on my bed so he can bark in case anybody tries to come into my room at night.
Right. How are you getting along with your father?
He planted a vegetable patch in his garden. I helped, and Sandy watched. We planted carrots and peas and spinach, and I'm going to pick them when they're ready. He brought me a book, which is called Advanced Placement Calculus, and he told Mrs. Gascoigne that I'm going to be taking Advanced Placement Calculus next year. She said, okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass it and get a 5. And then in 2 years, I'll take advanced level physics and get a 5. And then I'm going to go to college in another town. I can take Sandy and my books and my computer. I can live in an apartment with a garden and a proper toilet. Then I will get a degree with honors. Then I will be a scientist. I can do these things.
I hope so.
I can do them because I went to Boston on my own. I solved the mystery of who killed Wellington. I found my mother. I was brave.
You were.
And I wrote a book.
I know. I read it. We turned it into a play.
Yes. Does that mean I can do anything, do you think? Does that mean I can do anything, Siobhan? Does that mean I can do anything? LED fixtures, Martin 250s, and assorted ETC standard fixtures, including Parnells, PARs, and ERSs. I had 2 hours to answer 19 questions, but I spent 38 minutes doing moaning and groaning, which meant I only had 4 minutes to answer this question. Show that a triangle with sides that can be written in the form n squared plus 1, n squared minus 1, and 2n, where n is bigger than 1, is right angled. And this is what I wrote. Start the clock. If a triangle is right angled, one of its angles will be 90 degrees, and will therefore follow Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras said that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. To put it simply, if you draw squares outside the 3 sides of a right angled triangle, then add up the area of the 2 smaller squares, it will be equal to the area of the larger square. This is only true if the triangle is right angled. The algebraic formula. The exam question is an algebraic formula for making a right angled triangle. Dad, n squared plus 1 is the biggest number in this equation, which makes it the hypotenuse. To find the area of a square, you must multiply the length times the width. So the area of this square is 2n times 2n, which equals 4n squared. The area of this square is parentheses n squared minus 1 close parentheses times parentheses n squared minus 1 close parentheses, which equals n to the 4th power minus 2n squared plus 1. Now, we need to add the area of the 2 smaller squares together, which equals n to the 4th power plus 2n squared plus 1. Now, we need to find the area of the larger square, which equals parentheses n squared plus 1 close parentheses times parentheses n squared plus 1 close parentheses, which equals n to the 4th power plus 2n squared plus 1. So, when you add up the area of the 2 smaller squares, they equal the area of the larger square. So, all my squares fit together to satisfy Pythagoras' theorem, so the triangle is right angled. And that was how I got a 5. Confetti.